When I was a little girl, I was Betty Lou. I wasn't Betty. I was Betty Lou. My name is Betty Lucille, so I was Betty Lou. Then next door was an older lady that lived there, and she had a boyfriend. His name was Lou. And he'd spend a lot of time over at her house, and he'd come out and he'd tease me. He'd sing, Betty Lou, I love you, rest my heart. Then he'd go on and tease me, and so I hated that name. I didn't want to be Betty Lou any longer. So from then on, I became Betty. So that's why I'm not Betty Lou. And we lived in Baker, Oregon, which is in eastern Oregon. It got very cold in the winter. I guess one thing that I do remember very well, it was 26 below zero that day. And my mother and father were out of town somewhere, and we had a lady staying with us. I had 3 brothers and a sister. I was next to the youngest. And I was in the 1st grade, I think. So we walked to school. It was 26 below zero. I really think if my parents had been there, they'd probably taken us to school in the car because it was so cold. But we walked, and I cried and cried. My feet hurt, and it was just so cold. And I fell down, and so my brothers picked me up and carried me to school. And when we got there, they took all the 1st and 2nd graders up to the 6th grade class. And it was just 6 grades in that school. And the older kids all sat and rubbed our feet and our hands from all the little children. Of course, that was very nice, except that now they say that you shouldn't do that it destroys the nerve endings or something. They say you should just warm them up gradually in water or some way. So I have always, very quickly, my feet are cold, and I'm sure it's from that experience when they were frostbitten. And I think that's one reason I enjoyed Hawaii so much. I never had cold feet in Hawaii, ever. You
I
had a
know
dog.
about the cold feet. When we lived in Moroni, I had cold feet in my back a lot. When we moved to Hawaii, I didn't have that anymore.